retreat, and I kind of felt like a fraud when I was there because I knew we went in the end of February. I knew I only had 2 parties. I knew I wasn't going to hit my director requirements. So I felt pretty bad about myself there. But the cool thing about the retreat was it got me really excited. It showcased so many of the parts of the business that I really love. And I saw so many other people that were very ordinary, normal people that made a living out of this. And it got me really excited. I also had an accountability. Becky offered to train us, and she said you need to have 6 shows on your calendar before I train you. And I did not want to feel the wrath of Becky, I guess.
And she's so sweet. Like,
she's the sweetest person. I didn't want to disappoint her, not the wrath of her. I did not want to disappoint Becky or myself. And a lot of the times I would make goals, but I wouldn't really hold myself accountable for those goals. So I was really grateful that she held me really accountable for them. So my goal from the beginning was 8 to 10 shows or a month. And I think I said that at my very first party or meeting. And I don't really know if I knew what that meant. And I looked back at my calendar last year, and I thought I did so much for my business, but I think I was all in my head. When I looked at my actual show schedule, I was not that busy. I did maybe 3 to 4 parties on average a month, and that was me saying I want to do 8 to 10. So I really kind of had a moment with myself where I said, if you're going to do 8 parties a month, you have to schedule more than that to get them. And so I followed my numbers very carefully.
Did you make a chart?
I did not. I went through each week, and I said, I only have 1 party here. I need to book another party. And I worked very hard. And so I would schedule blocks of my time, power hours. And I have my calendar so you can see I have hours scheduled, usually between 4 and 6 o'clock at night. I actually had probably more success Saturday mornings. So whenever you can, it's not impossible. I got off at work at 4, and I'm the kind of person that if I don't get it done right when I get home, I won't do it. If I don't work out before noon, I'm not working out that day. So I have to do it right away, otherwise it's not going to happen. So before I sat down to hang out, I would do a power hour. And I felt that I felt so much better because I wasn't thinking about it all night. I didn't sit down on the couch and watch a TV show and think, I didn't make my calls. I feel really bad about myself. So I felt a lot better. Let's see here. I made notes, but I don't think I'm following him. Also, when I got back from the retreat, that next week I had a meeting with my manager, and he told me, you no longer have a position on this team. And they found me a new position within Cerner. And I was devastated. I just signed a new lease so that it was very strategic. I could leave work, stop at home, let the dog out, and go to my parties. It was right along the interstate. They moved me to complete opposite side of Kansas, so I was now at least a 35-minute drive away from my brand new apartment. My rent had just doubled, if not tripled. You guys saw my apartment before. And so I wanted to just say goodbye. I don't want to do this anymore, but I had just had 2 parties. My commission was like $200. So I physically could not pay bills and do it. So I came up with an action. I needed 8 parties on my calendar, and I did 7 that next month. And I booked them within a week. I got down to business. I hate getting on the phone, you guys. I really do. But I made time to, this is my book, this is my Power Hour binder. This is my system. I do it electronically now, but this is what it started out as. This is super, super simple. I have 4 tabs. I can keep track of my my hosts, my current parties, which was very small at the time that I started this. You know, I have a page for each host. This is the section I spent most of my time in. This is my booking section. And I had a page for each month. I went through and I listed multiple times, you know, as many people as I could think of. I have tons of these sheets of just people that I could think of. Who can I call? When can I call them?
So let me ask you this. Were those people like that you had met at parties? These were friends, coworkers? Who were these people?
A lot of these people were friends, coworkers. If I had a connection with them at a party and I remembered them, then I wrote them down. Yeah, these weren't necessarily customers. They were mostly friends and family, friends of friends that had introduced me. So I had a lot of these before. I made a script. I wrote it out, and it's super simple. I'll read it to you guys so you don't think I'm saying magical things. But I always start the same. Hi, it's JoEllen with the Pampered Chef. Did I catch you at a bad time? And usually I say, oh, it's not, no, it's fine. So I'm so excited right now because I just started this new training to help make Pampered Chef my full-time job. I made a goal at the very beginning, and I told everyone my goal. Every party I went to, when I tell my story, I'm hoping to make this my full-time job in the next couple months. I told every single person when I called them on the phone. I went up to people at work and I said, you will not believe what just happened to me. I have to switch. I'm not going to be at this office anymore. I need your help. And I just kind of begged a little bit. It was very humbling, but I did. I needed their help to help me grow my business. And they were nice people. People want to help you. And they said, of course I'll have a party. I even double dipped at one point. I had two Ashleys standing in front of me, and one said, I'll do a virtual party, I'll do a live party. And so I booked two parties at once. So then I just said, you know, I have a goal to make this my full-time job. I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm so excited right now because I just started this new training to help make Pampered Chef my only job. I have a huge goal for the next month, and I am working really hard to book my next 12 hosts, and I thought of you. Because I would love to come to, sorry, I haven't done this in a while. Because I'd love to come to your home and help you get as much free product as possible. I know you're thinking, oh my goodness, it's crazy right now. I have way too much going on. Well, I'm going to help you make this as easy as possible. All you have to do is invite your friends. I'll bring the ingredients, and we'll get you a ton of free products. Would you be interested? So I made an incentive. When I left messages, I said the next people to call me back, get a free closing cut or whatever I was offering, a brownie pan. So I made incentives. It was worth it to me. $10, $15 out of my pocket to get a booking on my calendar was worth it. So I had that script. There's a bunch. Usually I called Christy and asked her what to say before. But that's kind of how I made it short and quick. Got my calendar booked. I worked really hard for a couple weeks to book up my calendar. And then the key was to book parties at my parties. So I haven't been on the phone for like a couple months, which is so awesome.
And how many shows does you have on your calendar already?
11.
Yeah, 18 for the summer. I mean, like 2 in August, the 5 in, yeah. I mean, that's huge. Would you like to have 18 shows on your calendar for the summer? I mean, this can go out months. Yeah. Not all in 1 month or even 2 months, but like this is...
But it doesn't have to be 10 shows. It doesn't have to be 12 shows. Yeah.
When you're keeping track of your, or who you were going to call, did you also keep track of your call logs, like who you talked to?
Absolutely. So if I called them, I wrote them down.
You see what I'm getting at? Because maybe sometimes they're like, well, call me back next month. I'm awesome at follow-up. Like, if you say call me back next week, I will call you next week on the nose.
I am terrible at that. So this is my system. I have a page for each month. And I have my current list. Again, this is all digital now. So, like...
Oh, I love spreadsheets, too. I make them all the time. I shouldn't joke around about that.
But I do have... You can see... I'll put a date and a message.
Like if you left a voicemail or...
So I started with this call log. Almost all of these are messages, you guys. I blame it on my Colorado phone number, but...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because if it's out of state, I typically won't answer it.
But,
what? Give an example of a message you would leave. Like do you say, call me back?
Here, I have it in my script. Hi, this is JoEllen with the Pampered Chef. There are so many great new things going on right now that I would love to share with you. I'm sure you're super busy, so I will try and call you back in the next few days. In the meantime, if you want to get a hold of me, you can by calling or texting 722 whatever. I look forward to hearing from you.
So that's key for newer consultants, for people that maybe you've heard this before. Yeah, I will call you back if I don't hear, in the next few days. I love that she's confirming, hey, I know you're busy. Like, who's not, right? So and I love even when you're talking to them, she says that. Did you catch that? It was awesome.
Is this a good time?
Well, she says it's a bad time.
Yeah. Oh, is this a bad time?
And then she says, hey, I know you're super busy, so all you would need to do is invite the people. And now let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. So I also love what she said. All you have to do is invite the people. I'll bring the ingredients and we'll help fill your kitchen. So she asked at first, hey, I need your help. And they said they're going to help. And then so she's going to be like, let me tell you, I'm going to help you. So the nice thing about when you're bringing the ingredients, you're picking the recipe, I'm guessing. So what recipe did you do? Do you remember what you did that first month where you bring in the ingredients?
I don't even think. I usually do fajitas. Fajitas are really cheap and a lot of cake. Zucchini linguine. Now that it's summertime, that's awesome. I don't know.
Perfect.
I have like 5 recipes that I do.
Yep.
I don't switch it much. I do bruschetta pasta a lot. I do the salad. I do fajitas. Those 3 are my main. Wine, cheese, and chocolate. Those are my 4 parties that I do. I don't. Really
So you are giving them a choice, like, hey, do you want to do this or this, and then you pick up the ingredients.
That's how I booked my shows at my party.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I went from 6 shows in January to 2 shows in February. I didn't book any shows at my parties, and I was like in the biggest slump. At the retreat, I got the idea of the theme shows, and I have pictures, and I go through them. Here's, you guys, I have the best parties: wine, cheese, and chocolate. We make a s'mores cake in the microwave. Can you believe it? And I describe the recipes to them. Fajita night. Can you imagine making fajitas for your family in 15 minutes? And it's so, and so then they're like, well, and it makes it easier too when I check out. I can ask them, what party sounded fun to you? Instead of, do you want to have a party? Did any of those theme parties I said earlier sounded fun? Oh yeah, the fajitas and the wine, cheese, and chocolate sounded cool. So that was
you guys are taking notes.
Easy way to kind of bridge the gap. So.
The little, what is it? The double chocolate cheesecakes are pretty easy in the brownie pan.
Yeah. And then how much is that pan that you're selling?
$20.
The brownie
$20.
pan?
$20.
And then $4 for the nylons. Because I tell them you have to have the scraper.
Right.
Oh,
you can't
And you do a
without
lava cake. How much is the pan you're doing the lava cake in?
The rock rock you're doing, it's like $130.
How much is the pan in the rock rock? The rock rock is $139 or $89 or $88. Yeah.
She didn't even have to cook anything in it, and I bought mine. I said I have to have it because it has the word rock in it. And I'm a geologist.
There you go.
And I bought it for that reason. And I cooked it the other day and made Korean soup.
So let's ask, do we have any questions? Because this is huge. And here's the thing too. I totally needed to get on the phone. I'm going to be doing power hours this whole week because I need to be JoEllen in a couple months.
I could do a power hour, I guess. That wouldn't be hard. I don't do that.
And here's the key too. Here's the thing that I love about what she said. For whatever reason, if it was old school or whatever, but I didn't get off of work till 5 or 5:30. So then it's like dinner time, or nobody eats dinner at the same time. I mean, sometimes our dinner is at 8 o'clock. Because of weird things. But don't get out of I think we all need to get out of our own heads. If you have time at 4 o'clock or 4:30, make a couple phone calls. And if you start off with, is this a bad time?
Usually people are making dinner around that time. And they're, I'm just making dinner. I can talk. But here was a huge key to the power hours being successful. I was prepared before I went. I wrote my script earlier, or minutes right before, so I felt comfortable doing it. But I always had a list of people that I was going to call before I sat down. I didn't spend 40 minutes of that power hour preparing.
Because you can prepare at 10 o'clock at night, or 7 o'clock in the morning.
I always had a list of people I wanted to call before I sat down to call. It made the calls a lot less hard. I did for a while customer care calls. I've gotten out of the habit, but going through your shows and calling your customers is a great way to reconnect and
I don't do that. That's the one
Yeah,
that
I got out of the habit, but I think it's. Oh, well, I did for a couple. I went months and months back and called them, and that's how I booked some of my parties too. And even just looking at them, oh yeah, I forgot she said that she was interested. Oh, I can call her or I can email. You know, so.
Thank you so much. It was very, very helpful.